Hey everybody, this is Sebastian Gaines with another Watch Your Rules video. In this one, we're going to be discussing the new game mode that was just opened up here in the Forerunners servers. Here we are in the Titanic ruins, and we're getting to know Semrah, our new guild boss, which we will have to defeat twice every week. Okay, here's the interface now. This is what's going to look like. We see Drift's Chasm. Here's the daily guild boss. Here's the Titanic ruins. We're going to have two different levels opening up to us is 1 and 2. I have not seen anything here in the description that says that if we do defeat 2, that then you get a third level. I guess we'll surprise if that comes about. But just remember that if you as a guild work together to bring down a level, you get double the rewards. Okay, so brief glimpse here on 1. So top rewards, you can see we're going to get an opportunity for ancient crystals, divine crystals to drop, diamond spirits, metro, and rare crystals. Just the standard stuff that we're accustomed to seeing in the daily guild boss. But on top of that, we have the opportunity for all these additional items to drop now. So we're going to get bullions, yes. We're going to get these advanced refining crystals. I'm assuming that these are going to be the ones that we're going to use for gear refinement on our ancient mythic pieces. And then we're also going to get mythic artifact essence. So we put one together, we're able to then level up our artifacts. So these are probably going to be reserved for your exclusives, especially the ones that you really want to upgrade. We're going to get some more gleaming meteorites from here. We're going to get a chance to get recast hammers, of course, more spirits. And here's probably the one thing that everybody's looking forward to is the refining crystals, which will allow us to go into the foundry and refine a regular gear, a normal standard gear, any type of those substats that we're hoping that they do roll better. Of course, just keep in mind, so you don't get the chance to get ancient or divine crystals, it looks like, until you get this third chest. So you need 8,000 because the two lower ones don't have the divine crystal here, and maybe you get an ancient crystal. And then the number of fragments that you get from the advanced refining crystal and the mythic artifact senses is not as much as it is from the top reward, as you can see here. When it comes to 2, that's when I actually started seeing more things show up in terms of what rewards you can get. So probably the drop rates do increase and you get some random bonus rewards as well. So this is what we're looking forward to. We can get up to 800 mithril. And aside from that, it looks to be just standard rewards that we are accustomed to seeing in Guild Boss. So there's just more opportunities for these type of fragments to drop and to get more meteorites as well. So that's kind of a glimpse of what I can give you in terms of the reward. Before we get into the mechanics of Semrah, I just wanted to briefly interrupt the video to announce a special giveaway. Because of your support in helping me grow the channel, the developers have given me 2,000 diamonds to be given away as part of the celebration that we have here in releasing Semrah into the game. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to give 200 diamonds to 10 lucky winners. The way that we're going to do this is it's going to be in the comment section. First of all, I do need you to share your game ID with me. Don't worry, nothing malicious will happen with getting those numbers out, but they must be part of your comment. And in your comment, you better mention who we are celebrating with the Semrah, and just say anything in regards to the content that you've seen so far. Hit Semrah and then hit like and subscribe. Those are two keys in terms of being eligible for the drawing. Then what I'm going to do in the future video, I'll show you a clip of me selecting the 10 winners. And I'm going to then, if they meet all the requirements, I will forward that to the developers. Give them about 20 days, and then you should see 200 diamonds show up in your account. You can use them for summons, so you can use them to buy some energy. So thank you very much for your support. Now let's continue on with the rest of the video. So as I start going through some of this, I'm going to place a clip here just showing you a standard run. It has not been optimized. I just want you to keep an eye on how things are rolling in the background. Because one of the things that you're going to have to keep an eye on is that he can enter 3 different modes. One is going to be the saw, so you'll see him in the saw form. Then he'll gain the shield, and then he'll gain a drake. And so those are the 3 different modes that we're going to have to look out for. So every 3 minutes, we're supposed to defeat each one of these modes and have them reset every time. So if we are able to do that, we get him into this weakened state. That's where we're going to do the most damage. We're going to have to time things out first. Okay, so let's talk about the steel fist first. So here he smashes the ground, dealing AoE damage to the target and surrounding heroes in range. Then immediately deals single target damage to the hero with the highest HP. So I think that for this, we're probably going to want to bring in a tank just to at least take the shot, to be able to stomach that for us and not concentrate on a melee or a healer that we are bringing into the battle. Here's the Tessa. Here the Semrah charges up the Titan Saw and then attacks the enemies on the left and the right sides. You see that, if you're seeing that on the clip, you just see how the saws just go across. But we can actually control this skill. So the skill has a lot of damage, but we can interrupt that. We can interrupt that charge by bringing in heroes that have some type of CC effect in them. So stun and freeze. And I think that this is where they were trying to fix the stun and freeze, just to make sure that it was behaving correctly, because they wanted to make sure that it interacted correct with this boss. So then it causes the charge progress to be reversed or to be interrupted, and so then we reduce Semrah's attack, so we don't get as much damage from it. When he has his Cyclops gaze, you'll see that on the top here. He then concentrates energy and is able to emit a high temperature beam sweeping across the battlefield. That does damage, so it hurts a little bit. Then with his Earth Shatterer, so you see the left hand, the what would be to the left hand side of him, he'll raise that and slam this to the ground and creates a violent shockwave that deals damage to all heroes. Then he has his Aegis mode, where then he can enter a state where there's high defense, high magic resistance, high pierce physical damage reduction, and he also has magic reduction, gaining 1 stack of the hardening. I think you'll see that in the clip. You'll see that little icon come up. So I knew that in that state, he already was gaining some buffs. So it was the damage that I was doing to him minimized a little bit. So when it becomes hardened, it enhances the damage of the Earth Shatter. So that's the shatter here that we see he does to us, and increases Semrah's defense, magic resistance, and physical and magic damage reduction. And then there's also an acidic venom. Folks, we're going to need debuff cleaners for this. So he utilizes the Titan's Drake. So when the Drake comes up, that's when you're going to need to activate those cleansers to then spray acidic venom, dealing damage to all heroes and inflicting them with a poison. And we can see that icon. So I hope that you can see that on the clip that I'm playing simultaneously as I'm describing this to you, which deals continuous damage and reduces the healing received. So this effect is permanent and stackable, but it can be cleansed. And so if you see it there, I brought in Maiden for that example. You saw her that she was able to get rid of it. And here, this is just a description of the boss as a whole. That is what Semrah is about, and that is what we're going to have to encounter. And I hope with the clip you can kind of see the interactions that our heroes are going to have with him. And in the future, I do hope to be able to bring you a little bit more in terms of formations and what we can possibly use to get the most damage. I think that this is going to be like the daily guild boss. The heroes that we use to do the most damage to him are probably going to be the ones that we're going to bring in for this, but we're going to have to surround them with a lot of support. We're going to have to bring in, of course, healers, dispellers, if you have them. We're also going to bring some type of heroes that can do CC effects, so we are able to control all those different modes. And then, of course, we're going to then have to make sure that we optimize our gear, optimize our builds to do the most damage possible and get the top rewards. But I will emphasize this: work as a guild, decide how what the strength of the guild are, which mode you're going to attack, and get the most rewards that you can out of it. Don't go off trail. Try to, see what you can do in 2. And if you're the only one that can do 2, it's not going to help you at all because you're not going to get double rewards. So this looks like a guild building exercise. And of course, I think that as you get to know, your heroes and your account, you'll be able to determine how much damage you can do here on 1 and how much damage you can do here on 2. So that will do it, folks, for this video on the Titanic ruins. We got to meet Semrah. We are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to talking to my guild about it to see what compositions we can put together to try to optimize the rewards that we get out of this specific content. Thank you all very much for tuning in and watching. Please remember to hit like and subscribe on your way out, and I will see you all on the next Watcher or Realms video.
Defeat won't define me.